Here we go. We're a nation with an obesity problem. A new study shows even homeless people are obese, and more kids are starting to have surgery for obesity. But my first two guests say we should just accept obese people. My third guest says, no way. What do you think? And later, police believe a designer drug may have contributed to a gruesome attack. Details are shocking, and the drug easily accessible to all, including your kids. You should be worried. Let's get started. Good evening and welcome. A reminder, we are taking your calls at 855-373-7395. That's 855-Dr. Drew 5. Two-thirds of Americans are overweight or obese. A new study shows that a third of homeless people are even obese. Now, this is a really significant health issue in this country, and we'll be revisiting it throughout the year. There is, however, a fat acceptance movement. Members of the National Association to Advance Fat Acceptance encourages others to embrace their obesity. Joining me, two members, Jeanette DePatie, did I get that right?
Yes, you
And the group's fitness advisor and author of the book, The Fat Chick Works Out. That's you,
That's
Julianne.
me.
And Julianne Wotasik. She's a member of NAAFA for the past 6 years. Did I say it right? And do you call yourself NAAFA or NAAFA?
NAAFA.
NAAFA. Okay, so why, let's start with you, Julianne. Why did you join the group?
You know, I came into the Los Angeles chapter of NAAFA by happenstance, and I walked in, and the thing that struck me was I sat down across the room from this beautiful fat woman, and I could immediately tell that she knew she was beautiful. And that was so foreign to me, I had to find out more.
So before that, you had felt like judged or uncomfortable, or your self-esteem was depressed because of your weight?
Very low. My self-esteem was very low. I felt very shamed and ashamed of my body, and felt like I spent most of my life trying to disappear.
And did you try to lose weight? Have you gone through
Absolutely.
all the...
I did dieting for many years. From when I was as young as maybe 10 years old, I was put on diets and tried without much success at all to lose weight.
And Jeanette, you're actually the fitness instructor for the group, right?
Yes, I work with them.
And so do you also try to lose weight or just work on conditioning?
You know what? I believe that health is about healthy behavior, and you should do healthy things, and your weight is going to do what your weight is going to do. So I focus on eating healthy foods. I focus on getting regular exercise, good sleep, manage my stress, and my weight's going to be what my weight's going to be.
Do most of the members cooperate with the dietary suggestions?
You know what? I only offer advice when it's asked for.
Okay.
That's one of the things that I think that people of size deal with all the time, is that everybody feels like they should be able to tell you how you should live and what you should eat and what you should do. And you know what? I think that people of size should be allowed to live their own lives the way that they want, and I'm there as a resource if they need my help.
All right, let's get to a couple calls here. This is Anissa in Texas. Anissa?
Yes.
Hey there.
Fine. Hi, how are you, Dr. Drew?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Good.
I just wanted to make a statement. At my heaviest, I weighed 387 pounds. I eventually get down to 167 by watching what I eat and literally working my butt off. When I did weigh 387 pounds, Dr. Drew, I would tell myself and everyone else that I totally loved myself. And I can tell you that I was essentially lying to myself and everyone else around me. One day I just woke up and realized that my lying was essentially what psychologists would call a defense mechanism.
Okay.
I felt that as long as I protected myself and allowed myself to believe this thought process, that I was justifying my obesity. There was nothing wrong with it.
And did you adjust your thinking? And as a result of adjusting your thinking, did it make it, were you more able to change your behavior and lose weight?
Absolutely. Absolutely, Dr. Drew. I realized that while I considered on some days, oh yeah, I'm eating real healthy, the next day I may sit down and eat a half a gallon of ice cream. So it was really the fluctuations of constantly justifying, well, I can eat this because I ate good the day before.
Okay, hang on now. What do you guys say to this?
Well, there's a couple of things that I would say. First of all, every body is different, and how something works in her body might be completely different from how it works.
She was talking about her emotional take on her weight.
Yeah, I think that, you know, that may be true for her, and if she was lying to herself about her self-acceptance, then I'm sorry for her, but I think that it's a big leap to assume that everybody who feels that they accept their body is lying to themselves. I mean, I I don't think I'm lying to myself. I really feel comfortable in my skin.
What if you were having medical consequences from your weight? Would that be then denial?
Well, I think it's difficult to talk about medical consequences from your weight.
Why?
There's a lot of medical consequences that can come from a lot of different things.
Let's say you had sleep apnea. Let's say sleep apnea.
Okay, do thin people have sleep apnea? Some do, right? No.
Let's be clear. There's an obesity obstructive sleep apnea. Let's be clear. That's what that is. We know it as doctors when someone has that. That's not central sleep apnea, which what you're talking about. There's an obesity-related sleep apnea. I imagine you have that. Do you have that?
I do not, actually.
So you can sleep flat down at night?
I could, sure.
Okay. Most people would have that at her weight because the transthoracic pressure causes that. That's a fact. That's a medical fact. And that's a health problem related to weight. That's not, just is. That's just the way it goes.
But there are no scientifically proven ways for people to lose a significant amount of weight and keep it off. So if you look at the studies about weight loss, in the 1 to 3 year range, sure, they lose weight. But in the 3 to 5 year range, you see a lot of that weight creeping back up. So I think that focusing on the weight is focusing on the wrong thing. I say focus on lifestyle, focus on eating healthy, focus on exercising. Those are the things that are going to give you the best chance at health.
I don't disagree with that. Let's go to Karen, Ohio. Karen?
Hello. Thank you, Dr. Drew, for taking my call.
Sure.
About 20 years ago, I had a back injury at work and put on 30 pounds in 3 months. I was just coming to the end of that weight loss from that injury when I realized I was pregnant with my first son. Since then, it's been a continual uphill. Last year, I did lose 21 pounds from working my butt off, like the other girl said. I mean, it was like very, very hard. It was just a job in itself because I wanted to lose 50 pounds before my son graduated, which is in 2 days. I'm nowhere close to that.
Okay.
And I'm just really discouraged, and I'm just looking for ideas of what I should do.
Well, here's the one thing that I hear is that the weight thing, and particularly for women, it causes so much misery and pain. Yes. That's what I like about your movement is that whether or not, that previous caller worried me because it makes me think, well, if you have, can't you accept how you are and be healthy and try to lose weight? Can't you do both?
Well, for me, I think the best thing I ever did for my health was accept myself. Like what you talk about, the mental anguish that you go through as a woman or, well, all people in this society, obsessing about trying to fit yourself into an ideal, a beauty ideal, and trying to lose weight. And if you don't lose weight, you're not successful, you're not healthy. For me, letting all of that go has improved my mental and physical health drastically.
Was there something going on with your physical health?
You know, more of it was depression, and because I was yo-yo dieting and losing weight and gaining it back, I had a lot of fatigue and a lot of side effects that come, they're very proven with yo-yo dieting. Okay. So letting that go has been a benefit to me.
Let's hear from Felicia in Florida. Felicia?
Hi, Dr. Drew. Thanks for having me. I think it's perfectly fine to love yourself. I just don't understand why people are so hesitant about loving themselves, whether they're fat or thin, and I think it should be called size acceptance and not just fat acceptance.
Oh, that's interesting. How do you guys feel about that? Yeah, no, hang on, Felicia. That's a good point.
That's actually a term we widely use, is size acceptance. And in our group, we have fat activists and size activists of all sizes. People who simply believe that all bodies are good bodies, any size, any shape. They all should be celebrated, and they all should be valued so that we can take care of them because we take care of what we love.
And why do women have to bear such a burden for this, right? Isn't it, as usual, it's so unfair what women have to bear in our society.
I think a lot of it has to do with the way that the media portrays women, and I think that there is a body ideal that is not common among women. Your average American does not look like the average person on television.
That's true.
Unless you're talking about us.
Yeah.
That's a different
now you're
story.
on TV. All right, next up, I'm going to talk to a woman who says fat acceptance or size acceptance is not the right message. She'll have her opinion. We'll continue to hear from you guys with calls. Stay with us.